That's right, it's Power 95. Welcome. We are inside of the morning trend. Got to shout out everybody on the Facebook Live checking it in right now. And I got to say, top of the morning, I got two very special guests inside of here. Got to say good morning to Luni, Spark, and Electrify. How you guys doing? Good. Electrify, how you doing, man? Wait, Electrify, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing Electrify. Check the audio. Luni, Spark, you there, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, Electrify, you there? I'm not hearing him. All right, here's what to do. Just go back out and come back in, all right? Yeah, go back out and come back in. I'll talk to Looney Spark. How is he managing in this pandemic, bro?
Just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, just fine.
You're happy?
At first, I was a bit worried. With all because the news could kind of put fear into you. But I think I just look at the other things that I have happening for me, and I just switch. I just flip the script one time,
right?
And I get active. Because one thing you don't want to do right now is panic.
Right.
And this situation just basically teaching us a lot, humbling a lot of people to show that it's more to life than all the things we fighting for and worrying about. You understand? So I must say I'm coping fine.
You're just fine. Let me see. Let me see if Electrify is there. Electrify, you there? Oh boy, we still having this.
Audio, man.
Electrify. If you have a headset, get a headset. Use a headset.
Muted. I'm seeing the mic is muted now.
Oh, well, it's not muted on my end. All right, he's going to go out and come back in. But if you have a headset, get a headset. All right? Because I know he's hearing me. Yeah. All right, I'll continue until he comes back in. But Electrify, I know you hear me. Get a headset. A lot of people are helping out on the Facebook right now. We got people in Brooklyn locked on and so on and so forth. What would you say with the pandemic right now? What would you say you would not take for granted after this?
Life in general, because it's so funny. I never thought I would have lived to see a day where the whole world locked down by a virus, and it's so easy how people every day you turn onto social media, you hear this person pass, and a lot of it don't matter if it's important people, no matter what race, what class. We just have to take life in general serious going forward. The good thing about it, this phase basically teaching people a lot. I'm using this time to develop my craft, develop in whatever different aspect, because it also shows that you can depend on one thing. Because look how the world is locked down and a lot of businesses is down. And a lot of people is basically wondering where the next dollar coming from.
There are no shows. You're an artist, where you perform and so on and so forth. You deliver music to the people.
That's the thing, and that's why I don't really depend on just the performance aspect of things. We into entertainment. I do ads, I do graphics. We promote events. And we depend on shows as artists, as DJs, as promoters. We all depend on events to survive. But we also think about having other streams of income in case, because you all know as in the entertainment business, it fluctuates. It's not a permanent something.
Yes.
We in Grenada, we don't have a big industry, so we're depending on hoping to have a big hit so we could fly and do shows outside. And with the pandemic now, a lot of people not flying, a lot of artists. Look, for example, Trinidad Carnival just went, and a lot of artists who had great hits, who had bookings for the whole year.
Yes.
Basically,
down to zero.
Down to zero. So it's a tough time for everybody. So it's not something that affecting just the small man, but affecting the people in the bigger industries, from the airlines to the hotels, affecting in a big way. And so I must say, now is a phase where people have to think about what else can I do? How can I be innovative? How can I, think about other streams of income in a time like, because it's a dread time.
Yes,
everybody is affected, So it's that's all I have to say. It's a tough time,
It's a tough time. Electrify, you there? Boy, the man talking in Braille, boy. I can't understand. I really don't know what to say. I really at this point, the most I can say is to get a headset. That's the most I can say.
Because I know when I was connecting, he asked to allow the audio and so on. So I don't know.
Well, based on what I'm seeing here, he should be fine.
Fine. I don't know.
Fine. I'm not sure, but these things happen. No, yes. Electrify. I really hope you could get in on the conversation. But
of course,
I've spoken to artists before that have said that this whole soca industry, as artists as yourself that been doing it year after year, it does not have a pension, so to speak. Right?
Correct is right. Correct is right.
Do you think there's anything that could be done on the local side of things to take care of artists that have contributed significantly to the art form after their prime has gone?
Correct is right. I think it all starts with having a proper organization or association for artists. There's a lot we could talk about where artists is concerned, because I think I personally don't mind being registered like a registered artist. You have an ID card. What that means that you pay something like an NIS as artists. But we just look at ways so that years down the line, the same artists who had the big name or whatever is the case, we can at least receive something when you basically would say retire, so to speak. So I think things can be done. It's just basically looking into it, because we could all talk and say artists this, artists that. We make our contribution for years, but if an artist don't set up itself outside of being an artist, he have nothing to basically look forward to in the long run.
Because I can tell you this: without the artists, you don't have a carnival.
Correct is right.
If no artist releases music, and there's no music, because that is the driving force of what happens. I mean, you saw what happened when you performed for Soca Monarch.
Yes, most definitely.
Right. For instance, the Soca Monarch competition. So because the reason I asked that question, because I spoke with a jammer last week, and he mentioned to me that Black Stalin, Black Stalin from Trinidad.
Yes.
That's a good friend, and he said that down there they have something in place for artists like Stalin that has obviously contributed so much to the culture down there in Trinidad, and that pension is not the right word for it, but
no.
But you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I get the point. I get the point. And and after making so much contribution for all these years, we need something to show at least, because sometimes people would say people don't respect artists, but there isn't anything there for artists to fully be respected, because when people look at the track record from artists back then who paved the way and did a lot, and when you start to know you're still like the artist still trying, and that's not supposed to be. I mean, we don't have the industry as Trinidad. We don't have big industries as Trinidad to say, well, all right, big shows, and throughout the season you're doing about 40 events, and after the season you're doing multiple events. We don't have it as nice. We're getting there. When it comes to, our artists start flying and doing stuff. But there's a bigger picture after that. Understand? What I would say now, what me and my brother have been doing and I've been trying to do, set up yourself outside being an entertainer. Look at other streams of income, so that when things are slow, you have, a business you could depend on. Whether you retire today or tomorrow, you have a business. Because we all like to depend on, we say, for example, we say government or people in authority, and sometimes we always been failed by those people, so to speak. I'm not showing shades at anybody, but I'm just saying sometimes you have to just bypass that and set up yourself. Not being selfish, but as artists, put your head in that circle. You look at people who done it before and look at where they are today, and they're still trying. There's people who paved the way and they did a lot. They take a lot of lash for we, the artists, know, and it's still not anywhere where you could wrap back and say, yeah, boy, it was, but there's young artists that are looking at us as role models. They're looking at the bright picture. We're doing shows, we're here, we're there, all the hype, all the glory. But behind that, there is something that like if I were to speak out, you wouldn't get encouragement to want to be an artist. Understand? Because but I would say unity is strength. We all have come together as artists, as a unit, to make things happen. And we speak about it every year. You know, artists remember prize monies and all that, but it's a bigger picture behind that. Because besides that, sorry, because after the Soca Monarch, you still have a lot of bills paying. And sometimes it's still all you have is a name. You understand?
Boise said that, for instance, when you win the competition, right? Say you win Soca Monarch competition, you can't carry a crunk to the bank.
No.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Right. See the point. You see the point?
You can. Someone is saying here on Facebook that maybe artists should have a union amongst themselves.
Well, that's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. So you see, competition is good and competition is bad, because you would have artists saying, "All right, let's unite, let's do this." I would stand in for that. But when the season come closer, you would see artists pulling away and thinking about themselves.
Right.
And I'm not showing it at any particular person in particular, but I'm just saying, if we unite on that level, and we don't have to be the president or the chairperson, we have representatives. You know, we have people representing the artists. We as the artists, we there, you know. And then you have phase of artists. You have artists who've been there, because, you know, you have like a top 5, a top 10, and then you have new artists coming up. The new artists obviously know the ropes. You're supposed to show them the ropes, and then you have to be graduated to reach that level. So artists respect. It ain't just like, all right, you have a big song, they say it should be respected. You have something called your pay dues, but besides paying your dues, we need proper structure in place to that. When we approach the people in authority, demands could be, because as I said, without the artists and the music, carnival is what is carnival.
And I believe with what you're saying, where artists need to come together. It can't be you alone saying it, right?
No.
It has to be a collective effort for whatever changes you want to happen. Now,
Correct is right.
Now, let me ask you this then. Now we all know Spice Mass is canceled, right?
Right.
And with promises of, you know, having a lot more time now to make the product bigger and even better for 2021. Now, being somebody that is involved in the culture so much, I mean, you have your own events, you take part in competition, you have music out and so on. What do you think needs to be done for Grenada to improve its carnival product?
Let me tell you, right?
Outside of Jab, because, you know, Jab has grown. It is something that people who haven't experienced it, there's a lot of curiosity towards it, right? But outside of that, what else could you think could be done to improve the product here?
I would say, firstly, all right, this is an opportunity now. We have more time. This is an opportunity now to look at the loose ends, places where we can develop. Advertising is one. I mean, Jab itself, the music brought Grenada, exposed Grenada, social media and all of that exposed Grenada. A lot of people want to come into Grenada for carnival, but it's much more than that. In terms of developing the arts, we need support. We need support from all sides of things, from the business people because we can't always put the pressure and say government. There's private entities that could help support people who basically benefits during the season. Once you see it's beneficial to you, nothing wrong with supporting. Without straying from the question you're asking me, even Soca Monarch, for example, create other incentives other than a prize money. You understand? You might say to yourself, right, I win $30,000, but after the season you realize, really, is that I just have about $4,000 for myself. You understand?
Do you think the prize money should be more? Should it be more than just prize money in your estimate?
At the end of yes. So sometimes you could say, let me say, for example, the winning price is 50, but there is other entities you could source. There's people in the diaspora. There is businesses that could contribute. Whether it means let me just use an example. Whether it means a laptop, an artist get as a part of the price. Whether it means
how about land?
But whether it means a piece of land, nobody.
Right. Let me see. Electrify. You can hear me?
You back on now?
Oh boy, Electrify. I can't get Electrify again, boy. I really don't know what is going like that.
So as I was saying, to go back to what we're talking about, it's just other incentives to give more encouragement, because I don't want to just speak for artists, but for mass bands, for the pan, just incentives to help you push. And because you remember, once you see room for improvement, you want to put out more, so that helps develop that make the carnival bigger. I mean, we have Putty Mass before, and if you realize Putty Mass is on a level now. Jab.
Yes, this year especially, it was set to just take right off.
You understand? And Jab, we have to understand that a lot of people is looking at our Jab. So we have to preserve the authentic Jab, but at the same time try to market Jab in such a way that people can pay for Jab. You understand? I know it's hard.
Hold on, people could what? No.
We like a lot of free mass, but when we travel all over the world, and then you pay to go in Juve. You go to Miami, you pay to go in Juve. I mean, it's a tricky topic.
Hold on.
That's a whole discussion.
I take a deep breath here right now.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've been through a lot of time.
I understand what you're saying, right? But do you think that people in Grenada would be willing to pay for Juve? Slow it down.
No.
They would what? I mean, because honestly,
Jab is free
before, Jab is one of the quickest forms of mass. You could be a Jab in 5 minutes.
Correct.
You couldn't a Jab in 5 minutes, right? You know, and it is so easy to do. I mean, but
where I was heading at, basically, you have a small tax on the airport when people enter for carnival. Just because you see, at the end of the day, and that come back to the culture. We can't just have the culture. Right? People come, they enjoy. Private promoters come in, they make money and fly out. We have to find ways so that artists could benefit, DJs could benefit, promoters could benefit. Because remember, we was going to see a heavy influx of foreigners this year for carnival. And I know the people who, let me say, for example, didn't get the opportunity to come this year because of the cancellation. They're still going to be coming once things open back next year. Let me say next year for carnival. And then there is other people who want to jump on board. So we're talking about revenue. We just have to find ways to add a little tax. We can't just tax the locals, So when people come in, so that all this little taxation could go towards, let me say, artists, DJs, just development of the art form. Just find ways, just the way the government would find ways to tax people to develop the country. The entertainment aspect, that tourism, that's a part of tourism in a big way. That period. So I mean, I just looking at ways. I mean, everything not flowing right now in the brain, but there's a lot that could be. We could talk about. Most importantly, we have to look at the loose ends where we slacken and where we can. People in authorities just fly to Trinidad, fly to Barbados, fly to all carnivals. So we could improve. We could make the product on a level.
Do you have a problem with promoters coming in and having events?
Not necessarily, but we have to have a limit to it. Because I think in some carnivals, the shows and the events are mainly run by certain countries, because the promoters looking for it too. So you might have a signature event and you want to go to each, and that's beneficial to a promoter. If you have a signature event,
suppose you have a signature event in Grenada and you want to take it St. Lucia, you want to take it St. Vincent, say you even want to go to Trinidad. I mean, that does happen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, but at the same time, once we see, because we start seeing it with mass already, once people see a niche, we have to be careful still, because we industry is not built to see we heavy here on cash, because I mean, you could get dehydrated too. You remember, Carnival would have started, let me see, Carnival launch, we have Wasfed coming down, we have Crave, and we have a lot of events coming down. By Carnival, because you need that money now. So when you have too much of outside events, I mean, it's good for the foreigners that come in, but we're thinking about monies that would practically stay here, only if we tax the promoters on a level whereby the country benefit. The country has to benefit in some way or the other.
But what about the argument that if it is these foreign entities come here and they use they hire Luni, Spark, and Electrify to perform, that's a benefit for you. They have the local service providers with the sound systems and all these different things. I mean, that is more income for people locally.
Yes.
I mean, there's that side there as well.
That's a fact in itself. No, but the point I was making, I mean, with every, like, what should I put it, boy? A point I was going to make, but when you have too much, then somebody would lose. You know, so you still have to balance it. But then again, once the avenue is there, once it's not competing with Spice Mass events and the days, you know, it could happen. The week of Carnival, we have when you go to Trinidad. Well, we can't compare Trinidad and Trinidad because there is hundreds of it.
Well, that's Trinidad. Listen to me. The amount of Trinidad,
I can't keep up. So,
you know,
I mean, the good thing about it, what you want to do is have avenues so that when the foreigners come, they cannot just want to or Grenada just have full fets. You know, that week of Carnival, you want to have day events. You know, midday of something about right going out. In Trinidad, after when I would come in, I would go out. So it's like always have our vibes now. 2 a.m. midnight, you go to the midnight, you coming back through. You leave in 4 a.m. in the morning. I go to Fed 4 a.m. I don't know if we could stop trying to do Fed like that. You go to Fed like, you know, 4 a.m.
We already seeing progression with it. There are certain types of events that are happening now that happened last year that say 10, 15 years ago weren't happening here.
Right,
you know?
right,
so there is growth in the industry. Right.
We getting there.
Yeah, we getting there. What was it like performing in Trinidad? Because I know you went down to represent with yourself and your brother with Bacchanal Party. What was that experience like for you?
It's a great experience. When I go to Trinidad, it's always a great experience. And the last time I won that big stage, well, finals was 2009. So it's basically almost 10 years before we make it to another final in Trinidad. We won the semi-final in 2015. But the experience, I mean, Trinidad is a place where if you need something like, because usually when we have to come on a key, we always have to send to Trinidad, let me say, to get fabric and other things like that. I mean, it's always a challenge because you want to, that international stage, you want to look good. You understand? And, you know, sourcing stuff and knowing the right people. The great thing about it, we people that like to network. So when we're in a place like Trinidad, we try to touch base as much as possible. When we come across somebody, seems important, we take a contact. You know, so it's always an experience for us. And then Trinidad is a business place too. So outside of being an artist, we also look at other ideas, you know, see people always on the hustle, doing different things. So we always try to use a formula. How can we bring back kind of vibes that's in Grenada? So outside of being an artist, we also look at other things. But it was a great experience. We went to the represented to the fullest.
Yes, sir.
In our minds, you know, to the people, we did our best. I always think like a winner. So even if we don't win, but once I do put my best forward, and I think to me that we did, that was mostly important. So it was a great experience. And I was getting ready for the Carnival now, but unfortunately.
Boy, I really wish I had more time, and I really wish your brother, I could have heard your brother as well. I will probably work out something I get both of you on. But I have to ask this final question, even though I'm short on time. Any new music for 2020?
Most definitely. The pandemic kind of flip the script shortly, but I ready to.
How would flip the script? You're going to hold back your big guns, or you're releasing them?
Well, I'll tell you. I personally think we have to keep the culture alive. People relying on music to get through the fees. We still have to pump in music so that whenever the pandemic choose to clear up, then we have material, shows could start, you know, artists could start getting shows and the vibe could start building back again. So the reason why I said the script, because, you know, when you know Carnival coming, you have a mental state of mind. So you know how you start planning your releases. But now as no Carnival says, like, you're still kind of wondering how should you release? What type of music should be released. And
boy, I wish I could turn this clock back. This brings me back. This brings me to this question: why is it that artists are making soca seasonal? Why did we have to wait until August to get New Grenada soca? I mean, yeah, we have Carriacou Carnival, so we get from February. But
this time now, this is a phase. This is a phase that would test the artist to see, all right, can you put out music, actually put out ANSI music, up-tempo music for mass, or just music in general, soca music? Because if you notice, you realize a lot of artists start doing other music.
Yeah, but this is my point. They do other music, right? But the soca genre, which is what we're trying to get on iTunes and these other platforms, that's not going to help it.
Yeah, so we have to help
it, because think about it. We're in a pandemic. I could still get new music from Megan Thee Stallion. I could still get new music from Vybz Kartel, regardless of what it is.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I can't talk much longer. I can't talk any longer. I have to go.
Yeah,
Please, Parker, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I really wish I could have heard Electrify talk. You could
signing back on my.
I'll put him back up, but
no. Oh, yeah. Look. He just...
Anyway, I will work something out and get both of you guys back on. Don't worry about it. All right. And I'll make sure I can hear Electrify first. But anyway, Luni, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Right? With Natty saying, I'm doing soca only, I swear. Well,
big up Natty.
I hear Natty sing R&B already on stage. You know?
Yeah.
You know, the man turned R&B artist on stage already. But anyway, stay safe, and definitely we will speak again, all right?
Blessings, man.
All right, very good. Tell you, very conversation with Luni Spark. Shout out to everybody on the Facebook that caught it. We will speak with him again, because trust me, I had a whole bunch of questions here and I even get through half of them. Anyway, keep it locked on. It's Power 95. That was your morning trend, which came to you the kind compliments of Rick's Cafe. Walk in, dance out. Don't forget Rick's Cafe. They're open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You got to place your last order by 4:30 p.m. All right? Don't forget to do that. We'll be back with more right here inside Power 95.